What's up, gang? How's it going?
What is up, team? Hope everybody's
How's,
been well.
yeah, I hope you're all doing well on this rainy here anyway, Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, it's
And
overcast here too.
yeah, it's been coming down pretty good. Maybe that's the issue I'm having. I don't know.
Maybe it
Um,
is.
y'all have no idea what's been going on behind the scenes here for the past 45 minutes. Uh,
Oh my
but
god.
it is it is very much technical issues. just
It's all right.
just all sorts of technical issues. So we got
We
it sorted
handled it.
out. We're gonna run stream video from Jax's computer all the way out there in La La Land.
Yeah,
Hope
yeah.
everyone's well. And I'm doing this mobile since my internet's all messed up. I'm doing this very mobile, and we're gonna get through it. Hope everyone's well, and I'm gonna just claw through comments and stuff like that as we move along. For those who don't know, we have done this is part 3 of
Yes.
Amber Heard's 2016 deposition that she took in August of 2016. And I think there's going to end up being about, I don't know, 8 parts to this, 7, 8 parts, something like that in total. Each
Yeah.
one running about an hour long. Today we're going a little over an hour on it. We may have to pause it. I know some people want us to just run the whole thing. There's moments I think we're just going to have to pause it today because kind of a slow burn gets to it, and then it picks up in the last 20 25. I think it gets really good, and I think there's going to be some points we're going to have to pause it. I'm going to take some notes here. I'm going to get to comments, and if we start stacking up any sort of comments we need to address, we can pause it as well, because I'd rather address something in the moment rather than if the way I see it, if someone's making a point and they're making a point pretty early and it seems like it's something goes along with what we're discussing or what we're watching, I'd rather cover that point then, especially if it's a super chat or something like that, because no one's guaranteed to be on here for the full hour and something. So we'll try to address it as we go, let some of them stack up and then deal with it that way if that's cool with everybody. We left off with Amber. I think she was taking a little break, looking through some text messages and stuff like that, if I recall last thing, and we were about to talk about just standard text messages and communications that she had with other people. So any questions, any questions, comments, rude remarks, concerns, anything like that, Jax?
Nope, not right now.
All
Glad to
right,
be back after a couple weeks off. We both had kind of hectic schedules there for a minute.
we really did, and
Yeah.
so I apologize for that. So we're back and better than ever, or at least back anyway,
Yes.
and we'll get this thing rolling. We've tinkered with the audio, we've tinkered with the video, and we got it started, and I mean right on the nick of time.
Yep.
So all right.
Just so you guys know, for the first 15 or so seconds, there is no sound while she's putting her mic on and stuff. It's not that there's something necessarily wrong with the video. There just is no sound.
Good point. Very good point.
All right, shall we dance?
Let's dance.
All right.
I'll mute myself.
The record reflects.
This marks the beginning of media number 2 in the video deposition of Amber Depp. The time is approximately 12:25 p.m. and we're back on the record.
Ms. Heard, before we get back to the text we were talking about that you sent to Mr. Depp, I realized that I needed to go over with you a subpoena that was served on you regarding the production of documents. May I do that briefly?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Show me.
Yes, I'm going to be marking as Exhibit H, a pleading entitled Respondent's Notice of Deposition of Petitioner Amber Laura Depp and Request for Production of Documents pursuant to Code of Civil Procedure 2025.010 et sec. May I hand this document to you?
Sure.
Thank you. Ms. Hurd, I want to draw your attention to page 7 of that document. Have you ever received this document?
No.
Okay. Were you ever made aware of this document?
If they're counsel, don't answer. It's privileged.
Are you going to answer my question?
Yeah, I just did. No, I did not. I've never seen this.
Okay. Drawing your attention to page 7. Ms. Hurd, did you provide all writings, documents, and or communications between you and Raquel Pennington from December 1, 2015 through today?
I didn't
Don't wait.
receive this, so why would I have done that?
Don't give any communications with counsel, and that would include handing them things, talking to them.
Okay, so it should.
Don't answer. If you,
Mr. Harder has an inaccurate understanding of the attorney-client privilege objection. My questions pertaining to your belief or understanding of things does not ask you for communications with your attorneys. I do not care to know what your attorney said to you or communicated to you. I'm asking about your knowledge or understanding. That's all I'm asking about.
that was not the question, though.
Do you understand what I just said?
It's confusing because you asked one question about what did you
Mr.
hand
Harder,
them.
I'm not asking you whether you understand. I'm asking the witness.
Look, you just gave a speech, Blair, and I can respond to your speech. Your speech is that you're confusing everybody in the room because your question had to do with, did you produce things? And now you're talking about an understanding. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't either.
Okay. Ms. Hurd, prior to sitting here today, did you ever provide to any other person writings, documents, or communications between you and Raquel Pennington from December 1, 2015 through today?
If your delivery of materials was to counsel, it's privileged. You can't answer.
Again, for the record, that is a misunderstanding of the law, Ms. Hurd.
That's your
And
position.
I'm asking you if prior to today, you ever provided to any other person writings, documents, or communications between you and Raquel Pennington.
And don't answer because we have a difference of opinion as to what the law is. I don't know that anyone's briefed this issue or it's been heard by any court in this case. So I have to respect my position and you respect your position because the way it works with privilege is that if you divulge privilege, it can be a waiver and we have to protect against that. So if the question is asking for any communications that you had with counsel, which would include handing documents or delivery of documents, I believe that to be privileged and I instruct you not to answer unless and until there's a court order that says I'm wrong.
Prior to today, Ms. Hurd, did you provide any other person with writings, documents, and or communications between you and Elizabeth Mars from December 1, 2015 through today's date pertaining or relating to the incidents of December 2015, April 21, 2016, or May 21, 2016?
If it's a interaction with counsel, then it's privileged and I instruct you not to answer.
Prior to today's date, or prior to you sitting here, did you provide any of the documents I referred to from Raquel Pennington today in the production you made?
I'm going to instruct you that if what she's asking is an understanding that you have from communicating with counsel, I instruct you not to answer. Whatever documents were produced were produced.
Did you produce any documents today, Ms. Hurd?
We produced documents. We have it on the record. We have it on the record.
Ms.
You were
Hurd,
looking at them. Laura even said there were 2 inches of documents that you just received from Ms. Hurd's counsel.
And all she's asking is if they're responsive to the document production request.
That's
Is it
not
your-
the question.
Is it your position that any documents that are produced under deposition notice are privileged documents and therefore they shouldn't be produced? just make sure that it's clear,
We just
because when
wanna
we
be
make
clear
our
on this,
motion in
Sarah.
limine, I want to make sure that you're the one that's taking that position.
I don't know what you're
Because they
talking
won't
about.
be presented at trial, we're gonna exclude them all, because obviously you're objecting under the attorney-client privilege. I love it. Just tell us. Keep going, Blair.
Hang on. Laura, you're being extremely argumentative and you're completely out of line.
So sorry.
Documents were produced and we have made that clear. If you can't handle being in the room, maybe you shouldn't be in the room.
It's my room, babe. Please keep going.
Ms.
Maybe you
Hurd,
should control yourself in your own room.
Ms.
That's
Hurd,
gold. It's my room, babe.
Laura Wasser.
Laura Wasser. So real quick, he is arguing. This is Charles Harder, Amber's attorney at the time. He is arguing that any communication or just her handing over a document or anything, he's just arguing privilege. Where if, I'm no expert, but I don't believe there's privilege here, and they're letting him know that.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see someone else pick that apart. Someone who knows more than I do about it. All right.
Continuing.
Yeah.
Did you produce documents today related to these proceedings?
I believe my counsel did.
Okay. Did you ever have anything to do with that? Those documents
What do you
that were,
mean?
have you ever given any documents related to this case for production today?
Privileged, don't answer.
Ms. Hurd, Ms. Hurd, in terms of the documents produced today, can you tell us what you did to gather any documents produced? What your actions were?
You're asking me what my actions were to produce any document.
Any of the documents that were produced today,
What do
as
you mean?
Mr. Harder's mentioned, were already on the record, were produced. Could you tell us what conduct acts you undertook related to the documents that were produced today?
Sure. Which documents are you talking about?
The documents you produced for these proceedings today?
I don't know what my counsel brought today, so I can't tell you how they were procured.
Okay. I'm just interested in the ones that you procured.
Let's
My counsel brought them. I did not bring them.
Okay. Did you procure any of them?
I'm sure.
Did you?
I mean,
partic-
I without seeing
Can
which
she-
ones we're talking
Can
about.
she look at them?
did you participate in procuring of any of the documents that were produced today, or do you
Depends
know?
on-
Stop, wait.
Yeah, and I
Slow way down. You're being argumentative and harassing. She would like to look at the documents. She's already said that. And you're not showing them to her. We're not taking a lunch break yet. Oh, at the lunch break, we can show it to her?
They're your documents. She can see them whenever she wants.
She's asked for them. Why didn't you give it to her? Why is there so much
Yes,
trickery
Mr.
going
Harder,
on?
you provided them. Do you not have a copy
They're
of
not-
the documents?
I don't have a copy and the witness doesn't have a
I'm
copy.
just sitting here in front of you.
Ms. Hurd, did you, prior to sitting where you just referred to, ever obtain or produce to another person any and all writings, documents, and or communications between you and Io Tillett Wright from December 1, 2015 to today when you're sitting here?
And again, the privilege objection is if you exchange documents with counsel, I consider that to be privileged.
You're not answering, Ms. Hurd?
I'm taking my counsel's advice and protecting privilege.
Ms. Hurd, prior to sitting here at deposition today, did you at any time produce to another person or look for any and all writings, documents, and or communications between you and Jody Gottlieb from December 1, 2015 through the time you were sitting here for deposition?
And again, the privilege objection is the exchange of information between you and counsel is privileged, and I instruct you not to answer that particular question.
Okay.
Prior to sitting here today, Ms. Hurd, did you ever make any attempt to produce any writings, documents, or communications between you and your parents from December 1, 2015 to today?
It's a compound question, but as to communications between you and counsel, that's privileged, including exchanging of information, that's privileged.
Okay. Prior to sitting here today, Ms. Hurd, did you ever make any attempt to produce any writings, documents, or communications between you and your parents from December 1, 2015 to today?
It's a compound question, but as to communications between you and counsel, that's privileged, including exchanging of information, that's privileged.
Did you ever look for any emails with you and your parents in this case?
Did I ever look for any emails?
Yes.
I don't recall. My parents don't really email too much, so I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know is your answer?
I don't know is my answer.
Okay. Did you, at any time prior to sitting here today, look for any text between you and your parents relating to this case?
Yes.
Okay. What did you do once you looked for those?
I don't know. I maybe screen grabbed them or saved them.
You maybe screen grabbed them or what?
I can't remember. I don't know.
Okay. Did you produce them here today?
I don't know what's in that stack of evidence we brought.
Did you give them to another person at any time after you looked at them and identified them?
And again, you're aware of
For
the
the
privilege.
council.
Is your answer for the council?
I'm going to take my counsel's advice, and for privilege, say I can't answer that.
Did you ever at any time prior to when you're sitting here today look for any communications or writings between you and Josh Drew?
I don't recall.
Okay. Did you prior today look for or produce any photographs or images of you taken by you?
Did I ever look for photographs of myself taken by myself ever?
Mhm.
Have I ever looked at?
Pertaining to the allegations you made in this case?
Are you asking me if I've ever looked for pictures of myself,
Yes.
but specifically taken by myself?
To start with, yes.
I don't know. I don't remember if I've ever taken pictures of myself. Oh yes, yes. The answer is yes.
Okay. What did you do with those that you
Depends on the
looked for and
picture.
identified?
There's more than one. I said I would have to know which picture it was to know what I did with it.
Okay. With any of those you identified as pictures relating to any claims you're making in this case, did you ever give any of them to another person?
And again, with regard to counsel, it's communication with counsel. So you need to not answer questions about communication with counsel.
I cannot answer that question because of what he just said.
At any time prior to sitting here today, did you ever make any attempt to look for photographs or images taken of you by any other person from the date of the alleged May 21, 2016 incident alleged in your declaration of May 26, 2016 through May 28, 2016?
Vague and ambiguous.
I was confused by that question because you're asking, what exactly are you asking me?
Whether you ever looked for pictures relating to this case?
To the entire case for the entirety, because you seem to be very specific about a certain couple.
Well, that was specifically about May 21.
So
Did
you're
you look for May
asking-
21 pictures?
What did you say about the 26th and through 28th? Just so I'm clear.
Well, you filed a declaration where you swore things in your declaration and made allegations,
Yes.
right? I'm asking you, did you look for any pictures related to the things you swore in your declaration?
Specifically from the May 21st.
Yes.
Yes.
Can you tell us what you did with the pictures you looked for, if anything?
Don't talk about communications with counsel.
Then I cannot tell you because it involves counsel.
Did you produce any of the pictures related to your claims regarding May 21 for these proceedings to any other person?
Are you going to let her look at the document production?
I would just want to know what it is referring to when you say documents. I just want to make sure that they're all mine before I take responsibility for them.
Of course. But what I'm asking you is, did you produce any?
I'm going to again ask that you please put the document production in front of the witness so she can review what was produced today.
Do you not have a copy of the documents that were produced?
I've already told you I don't personally have them and the witness doesn't have them.
Okay.
And I
Do
see
any
two
of the
stacks.
other attorneys
And Laura,
have them?
yeah, you do. And you have two stacks in
Yes.
front of you. You can hand one to me and keep one.
I've made notes on both of those stacks. I'm so sorry. I assumed that your 7-person
Okay, well.
team would have a set.
Then she can't answer what was produced today
Okay.
because you're not going to show it to her.
I'm happy to give another copy to you guys at the lunch break.
Or I can get one from my co-counsel
Well, why
who's
don't
not
you
here.
do that?
Then let's save those questions for after the lunch break, Laura.
Ms. Hurd, did you ever make any attempt prior to sitting here today to look for photographs of other images of you which have been posted, uploaded, or otherwise added to any social website or blog or Facebook or Instagram or other social media outlet which have been posted since the date of the alleged May 21 incident alleged in your declaration for the proceedings today?
Compound, vague, and ambiguous.
What was the question exactly?
A little
Have you
attitude.
ever looked for images which were later images you saw online in this case
Have I ever looked for images that I have since seen online?
relating to the allegations you've made in this case?
Vague and ambiguous as to what images you're talking about.
And-
Assumes facts, not in evidence.
Ms. Hurd, are you aware that a video was posted online last night?
I am aware of
Have
that.
you ever seen that video before?
I have seen that video.
Did you, in fact, take that video yourself?
I did.
Okay. When did you take that video?
I don't remember the exact date.
Okay. Was that the same video that was posted online last night?
Objection is to the term posted online last night.
Did you see
Pause
that a
real
video,
quick,
the video
Jax.
you took was publicized?
So just to cover our bases here, the video that most people know, but the video in question is the kitchen cabinet smashing video that she took of Johnny that ended up on TMZ,
Yep.
and it was released the night before. So she did not want to set for this deposition.
Exactly.
She was already trying to sign the papers to drop it, and she did not want to set for this deposition at all. And conveniently, the night before she was supposed to set for this deposition, we remember the testimony of Morgan
Yep.
from TMZ in the Virginia trial, and that TMZ received an anonymous link, and they went and downloaded this edited, chopped down, blurry kitchen video to release the day before she was supposed to set for a deposition. But of course, she had nothing to do with that.
And it was like late in the evening too, because I remember it was
Yeah.
night here when that
Yeah.
dropped.
Yeah,
So it
which-
was like very last minute.
yeah, it was like this last minute thing. So that's the video they're speaking about. That's the video they're asking about, and you're gonna see how she tries to dance around it. All right.
Onward.
Around the world last night?
If you're asking me if I'm aware that that video was posted online,
Yes.
yes,
Okay. And you took that video, correct?
I did.
And you took it on your cell phone, correct?
No,
What did you take it on?
iPad.
On your iPad?
Mhm.
Okay. And you used the iPad function to record Mr. Depp, correct?
I don't know what you mean iPad function.
The recording function.
Yes,
Oh.
as opposed to, are you asking me if I use like a certain app or? are
No,
you
I'm
asking-
just asking if you recorded him.
But I already said I did.
Okay. And you intended to record him, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And last night, that video you recorded was posted on press outlets around the world, correct?
I don't know
Objection.
where it was posted.
Okay. After you recorded that video of Mr. Depp, did it remain on your phone?
Wait,
I mean, iPad? Excuse me, I misspoke.
It's not isolated to my iPad, but yes,
Did you send it out to other people?
to my, it involves.
don't answer as to counsel.
Did you send it out to any other person, not your counsel?
No.
So you only had it on your iPhone and you sent it, if you sent it anywhere, you sent it to your counsel.
iPad.
I'm sorry, iPad. You recorded it on your iPad and,
Was
It-
not isolated to my iPad.
okay. and you sent it to only your counsel, correct?
Don't answer as to communications with counsel.
Okay.
She's asked, and you've asked that, and she's answered.
I just want to be very clear, Miss.
You're asking me if I leaked
Her.
that video and I did not.
No, that's not what
I
she's
have not
asking. and
asked you.
I moved to strike.
Okay.
Listen carefully to the question.
Okay.
I'm allowed to.
Okay.
You're moving to strike your client's own answer?
It wasn't an answer to a question.
Ms. Hurd,
Yes.
after you took that iPad video of Mr. Depp,
Mhm.
did you ever forward that video to any other person?
Wait, objection as to what any other person means. Are you saying, did you forward it to anyone that is not an attorney?
Well,
for
let's
her?
start there. Tell me the names of any other person other than an attorney you ever forwarded the video you took to which you were referring of Mr. Depp after you recorded him.
I can't remember. It was a long time ago. And since this has all gone down, there have been many people involved in my case, and many people seeking to whom I sought advice and help and support legally and otherwise.
Okay, so let's start with the first person, if there are many. Let's start with the first person you remember sending that video to.
I believe that misstates her prior testimony.
I'm telling you, it was taken a long time ago. And since I have been, since this has all gone down, it's been quite a long time. And there have been a lot of people involved, a lot of people both legally and otherwise that I have sought advice and help for, legal and otherwise.
And otherwise.
And it wasn't isolated just to my iPad. I also sync my devices, and I have many people have access to my devices, and I don't know who I sent it to.
Who has access to your devices?
Many
Ms.
people.
Ms. Hurt, of those many people, could you name them?
I couldn't name them all. No.
Could you name any of them?
This reminds me of, I told many doctors, I told many therapists, I told many, many. Who are, what are their
Many.
names? I don't know.
I don't know.
Who
I
are
don't
they?
know. I
Can't
had
remember.
many therapists. There were so many, and this was so long ago. This was
Yeah.
so long ago. No, it wasn't. It was literally a few months before this when she did
Right.
like 6-7 months tops before she set for this deposition. And since then, many people. How many people have access to your phone, Jax?
0.
Okay, I didn't know. I was just wondering. I thought that might be a thing. Hey, let's roll through some of these real quick while we
Sure,
got
go
a
ahead.
little lull. Hello from San Diego. Thank you, Ghost. Hello from San Diego. Hi, right back at you. You're
Stay
amazing.
classy, San Diego.
Stay classy. Mo, thank you so much. Brian looks like
Yeah,
he's in the
yeah.
depot room. I do. Oh
You
God,
do.
I do. I gotta zhuzh this up or do the green screen thing again with that awesome living room image that someone thought was real. Someone commented and they're like, dude, with a living room like that, what can you complain about? It was fake. CKs, thank you so much. Hearing transcripts from EDB and seeing this just make everything so much funnier. Yeah, if you didn't laugh, you'd cry. Hindsight. Agreed.
For real.
Octavio, thank you so much. You're a legend. You
concur.
are a legend. Super sticker. Thank you, Jill Downey. I'm trying to find a place to find stickers. I've got a few stickers done, but I'm trying to find a place to like just if anybody can shoot me a message or something to let me know where I can like buy a sticker pack for now while I make them. I've got about 5 of them done.
Nice.
Mo, I brought evidence, mountains of evidence. What evidence did you bring? I don't know what we brought. Yeah, there's a 2-inch stack over there.
Same shit.
And they're arguing a lot about privilege. They're just asking, did you give anything to anyone? Did you give this video to anyone? And she's like, a lot of people have access. It's like, no, you just sent this video to a lot of people, or you sent it to somebody that wasn't a lawyer that sent it to TMZ, and that's how that works. Because it came from you. It originated with you, Amber. Oh, brother, this guy stinks. Steffi, thank you so much, Steffi. I agree. If you're talking about harder. Me, I smell fine. 626 $5. Thank you very much. Brian and Jax, hello. First, thanks for the shout out last time. How did you guys meet? And did you know each other in real life? Love you both. We met as a result of this. We actually met on the TMZ message boards.
We did.
So
And
we
yes,
met.
know each other.
We do know each other in real life. The last time we did this live was a couple weeks ago at Jax's house.
Yep.
Kim Hayes, thank you so much. So sassy, rar. Also, thank you, Brian, for all you do. Thank you, Kim. Thank you very much. Maria, her lawyers make me want to Hulk smash. Agreed. Laura is a sass queen, and I'm here for it. I love the "it's my room, babe." It's my room, and he's telling her to control herself. I think that's hilarious.
That was so funny. It's my room, babe.
It's my room, babe. And he's like, well, maybe you should control yourself. It's like, well, maybe you
Fantastic.
should. All right.
Fantastic.
All right. We'll get back to it.
All right.
I could probably name some.
Please do.
My sister has access to my iPad.
And that's Whitney Hurd?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you allow your sister to take the video you made of Mr. Depp at any time after you made it?
No.
Vague and
Did you
ambiguous as to the word
allow
take.
any other person did you forward to any other person a copy of the video you took of Mr. Depp?
It's
If-
the
if
same
it-
question you asked me.
Anything that relates to counsel, you can't answer, but other than counsel.
Was there any other person you forwarded the video
I
to
can't remember.
that wasn't counsel?
I can't remember.
You can't remember.
There's a lot of evidence. I've had a lot of evidence. So I can't remember I can't remember.
Okay, that's your testimony. I only want the truth.
Good.
Before you sat here today, did you ever, at any time in anticipation of these proceedings, look for any cell phone used by you and or registered in your name, including all numbers used by you under any family plan or similar service, and make any attempt to get your telephone statements or a printout of your telephone records containing the details of your text and phone messages?
Compound, vague and ambiguous.
That was a very long question. Can you please tell me what you're asking me?
Yes. Did you not understand?
I did not understand that. That's why I said, can you please?
Oh, okay. So did you make any attempt at all prior to today to get your phone records for these proceedings?
I don't know. I don't recall. You mean like through the telephone company? Like through the
By
provider?
any means, Ms. Hurd, online, by the telephone company, your own records,
What do you mean by phone records?
records that reflect the details of text and phone calls that you've made and received.
So are you asking me if I have gone through my own text messages?
No, I'm not asking you that. I'm asking if you ever made any attempt to get bills that reflect, have you ever seen a telephone bill?
I have seen a physical telephone bill in my life.
And on telephone bills, you've seen where they list calls made and calls received
Mhm.
and the time and date of those calls?
Yeah.
Did you ever make any attempt to obtain those kind of billings for this case?
I don't remember. I don't know. I can't remember doing that.
Is your answer you can't remember doing that?
Yeah, I don't remember that. I don't know.
Okay. At any time prior to sitting here today, did you ever review your computers, cell phones, or any digital device to look for any and all emails or text messages that you would have relating to any of the claims in your case?
Just so I'm clear, are you asking me if I looked from emails?
Well, let's start with emails. Yes, pertaining to this case.
Have I ever looked through my own emails pertaining to this case?
Yes.
For email.
Yes.
Perhaps, yes.
Okay. And did you ever gather those at any time and give them to another person?
Don't answer us to counsel.
I don't remember.
It's compound. Did you gather them as the first, and then
Okay.
did you give them as the second?
Did you gather them up?
No.
No,
Not that
you
I
never
remember.
did.
Not that I remember.
Okay. What was the, anything else on the list?
No.
Okay. So back to your contacting Mr. Depp. At some point, did you believe a restraining order had been obtained? Did you seek a restraining order in this case?
Yes, I did.
Did you ask for the court to issue a restraining order?
I did.
And when did you do that?
I believe it was on the 27th.
And that's a restraining order against Mr. Depp?
What
The one you wanted to get?
Yes.
Yes. And why did you do that?
Because I lived in a house. Because I lived in a house he owned, had keys to, his security had keys to, and despite my repeated requests that they protect me when Johnny was using and in these episodes or in these states, despite the repeated requests I made from them to help me protect my property, especially, and me, and despite their repeated warnings that we were going to kill each other, as they like to put it, that they were not very helpful when it came to protecting me. As I have in our evidence, them on audio saying that I didn't matter. JD was important here.
Pause.
And because of that lack of security and
Brief
Not
discussion.
even remotely.
That's not even so. What she's talking about, I even have him again. This is where she says Johnny must have accidentally recorded 5 hours of Australia audio on her phone, and she just happened to see it on there and figures he must have hit record.
Yeah.
Even though at the end of that audio, you can clearly hear her getting the device back from wherever she hit it, and that's in Australia when she chopped his finger off with a vodka bottle. And basically, what they're saying is Johnny was the one injured. She did not have injuries. She did not need medical attention. They were only trying to calm her down and get her out of there and get her away from Johnny. And you can hear Jerry Judge, the late Jerry Judge, say, look, what's important right now is that we get him the attention he needs. He needed medical attention to reattach the tip of his finger. That's what he's saying. Johnny is important right now. She's trying to frame it as if they sat around and said, look, we don't have to protect this woman. Johnny's important. She's not important. She's trying to fool you here because she doesn't think you'll ever hear that audio, but you can hear it. It's on my channel. Go watch.
There you go.
But yeah, anyway, that's what she's trying to do here. She's trying to frame it in a much different light, that the audio of that.
Yeah.
But that's what she does.
Even when it's right in your face.
Yeah, she'll lie to your face. She'll do it. I'll make a point later, but she'll lie to Blair later. I'll point it out and tell Blair that Blair just said something she did not say, and Amber will lie and tell her that she did.
Yep.
It's fascinating.
because I lived in his home and because his behavior had become increasingly erratic and unpredictable and scary, I had no other way than to protect myself and feel more protected and feel like I had autonomy over my space, where he couldn't just come in the middle of the night on one of his benders and try to get in the house, or decide he wanted to have another talk about one of his delusions, or to fight it out or whatever.
And were you successful in your efforts to obtain that a restraining order?
I was.
Okay. When did you obtain that restraining order, if you know?
Are you asking me the date again?
Calls for legal conclusion.
When were you aware first that you had obtained a restraining order?
When I was told it was successfally obtained by my lawyer.
Was
Wait.
that May 27th?
I'm just going to instruct you, you can't talk about communications with your lawyer. So
Okay.
I'm going to do a claw back because I think it was inadvertent.
Okay.
Ms. Hurd, did you go to court on May 27th, 2016?
I believe that was the date.
Did you understand you were going to court to get a restraining order?
Yeah.
Did you leave court believing you'd gotten a restraining order?
Yeah.
Okay. So it would be truthful to say that on May 27th, you believed you had obtained this restraining order against Johnny Depp, correct?
Yes.
Did you understand, and let's strike that. Did you feel once you had obtained that restraining order that it would prohibit any contact between you and Johnny Depp?
I'm going to object because your understanding, if they came from counsel, you can't answer. If you have an independent knowledge, then that would be different.
And my independent knowledge would be that of what I assumed a restraining order was, which was that he had to stay away from me and couldn't just come home in the middle of the night and decide he wanted to fight about something.
And he couldn't.
Or I could call the cops and they would come fast and they would know it was serious.
Okay. And you continued to be petrified of him, correct?
I was terrified of the monster. I
Okay.
was terrified of the part of Johnny that I could not control or predict and that was getting worse and worse.
Okay.
If you need a break, we can take a break, okay?
I'm okay.
Okay. So
Thank you.
okay. And you believed at the time you obtained this restraining order that the law, the court was ordering that Johnny Depp not have any contact with you, correct?
Now, be careful of communications with counsel. I don't want you to disclose any understandings that you receive from counsel. If it's separate and apart from that, then I will allow it.
Could you repeat your question, please?
Yes. You believed when you obtained this restraining order that under no circumstances could there be, or did you want there to be, any physical contact between you and Johnny Depp, correct?
It was my understanding, independent of counsel or any,
Right.
you know, it was my vague understanding that my contact with him would be limited. I was unclear as to what extent. There were a lot of things going on and a lot of other pressures. And I thought I would be more protected with regards to the law. I thought I would be safer in my own home and be able to change the locks legally
To the
so
best.
that I could have some safety.
Okay. And to the best of your knowledge, when you went to court and obtained that restraining order on May 27th, where did you believe Johnny was that day?
I don't know.
To the best of your knowledge.
Calls for
I have no idea.
speculation.
Did you have any idea?
I don't remember knowing where he was.
Okay. And after you obtained that restraining order on May 27th, did you even, to the best of your knowledge, again, did you have any awareness of whether Johnny Depp was even in Los Angeles?
I don't remember. I knew he was traveling around that time, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember knowing where he was.
Do you know somebody named Christian Carino?
I do.
Okay. Is he your friend?
Yeah, he is my friend.
Is he also your commercial agent?
Yeah, he is.
Okay. Did you speak with Christian Carino on July 15th and ask him to get in touch with Johnny so you could go see him in San Francisco?
On July 15th?
Yes.
What is your question? Whether I contacted Christian? Or what's your question? Sorry.
Do you need me to repeat it?
What is your question, please?
Okay. Did you contact Christian Carino on July 15th and ask him to contact Johnny so you could go see him in San Francisco? That would be Johnny Depp in San Francisco.
I don't know who initiated the contact, and I don't know at what point in that communication with Christian. I don't know at what point that was. So if you're asking me if Christian and I text on July 15th, yes, we probably did. We were supposed to have some sort of discussion about mediation, and can't talk
Can't
about
really talk about mediation.
Okay.
Were you aware you had a temporary restraining order that you've gotten issued against Johnny Depp when you requested to see him?
Yes.
And were you petrified of Johnny Depp at the time you contacted Christian Carino to try to see him?
I was told that he was sober and in a sober state, and so it was my fears were mitigated against the idea that he had maybe had some time to get sober and clean, and that generally means his behavior is safer and better, and that I would not be alone and I would be protected.
So
Just 1 second. I have a privileged question.
let the record reflect that
Yes, this
Mr.
was.
Harder is
Okay.
whispering in his client's ear.
Well, no, I had to ask her a question because this pertained to mediation, so I have to make a mediation privilege objection.
If I can make a point,
So,
Would you like?
Christian Carino was a mutual friend and agent. He is not a mediator. He was like a middleman that Amber used to reach Johnny and to set up a meeting with Johnny while the temporary restraining order was in place, and she knew that, and she was trying to dance around it so she could meet Johnny because she wanted to reconcile. She even told Christian Carino that. You can see the text messages, and it is very much her begging to meet Johnny. It's not, is he sober? Will I be safe? Nothing like that. It is very much Amber trying to dance around the restraining order, which she was very aware of what it stood for. And she's using Christian as the go-between because he was a mutual friend. He was a friend to both of them.
Yes.
And she was using him to get to Johnny. He is not a mediator. It's not protected under mediation or anything like that. The text messages are out there. We even covered them over on Movie Myths and Monsters. Jackson and I did already. And it is very much Amber trying to reconcile and get back with Johnny. And that ended up being the San Francisco trip. So I'm just preparing you for what you're about to hear. It is a slew of basically what you've seen so far, which is her answering nothing while her attorney jumps in and prevents her from doing so, because it's very incriminating. It's very incriminating.
But on the other side, there was a lot of fear from Johnny's side that she was going to say that the restraining order had been broken.
That is true.
And they went through a lot of trouble to sort of contain that possibility.
Agreed. That is true. Let's let me go through some of this real quick. Incredibly average. You forgot your watermark. I did. Okay, so here's what's had to happen. Jax has had to play from her end. I'm hosting the live. Jax has had to play from her end. Her end doesn't have the watermark. What I request is that you be cool about this. and if you grab this footage or anything like it and use it, I would just request that you say, hey, I got it over at Incredibly Average. That's all I'm asking. That's just be cool, guys. If you see it, let it be known. So sassy, Kim Hayes, thank you so much. So sassy, Rar, also thank you, Brian, for all you do. Thank you, Kim. Thank you very much. Maria, again, thank you very much. Her lawyers make me want to, oh wait, you saw that already.
Yep.
No one has access to my devices. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Thank you so much. No one has access to mine either. What is this deposition for? Why doesn't she want to be there? She doesn't want to be there because she was about to have to prove her allegations to be true or false. So she was going for a DVRO, which they kept saying she got, which is a domestic violence restraining order. She only had a temporary one while she awaited the hearing and everything to try to prove her case to get a DVRO. She knew she didn't have a case, so she didn't want to set for this and tried to drop it before this, but they still wanted their deposition. Thank you, Lisa, so much for that.
Yeah, this is all divorce related.
This is all soon after the divorce. Good logic. Good to see you, man. $10.
Hey, what's up, Joe?
Just a small tip as a thank you, Brian, for enlightening the world. Would love to have you on the stream sometime. Hashtag Jax rocks. Jax does rock. And yeah, maybe I'll try to find the time to jump on sometime. I'm trying to do more of that nowadays. Maria, again, thank you so much, Maria, for I think the third time. The only mini she knows about is many men. Very, very true. Shonen Bat, thank you so much. Thank you for the work you do. Thank you very much. We enjoy doing it. Switchback Image, $10. Thank you so much, Switchback. Was her OG iCloud under JD's film company and therefore his property? Huh? I want San Francisco Audio, but I believe it was after she filed. JD owns her devices and replaced that she tosses them off the roof. Lily Rose Depp. Yeah, I don't think he
No.
owns. I don't think he owns any of her devices, anything like that. I don't think he has access to the cloud or anything. The San Francisco Audio is out now. Pretty much the majority of it, which took
Yeah,
course
it's in
over the span of
evidence.
a couple of days. It's in evidence, so you can go listen to it, and it's one of the harder ones, if not the hardest one to listen to.
Oh, yeah.
Mo, thank you again. Vague ROs are clear and in writing. Yeah, she said she had a vague understanding that it offered her some form of protection, that it limited how much they could speak, and maybe no, it means you cannot go near one another. He can't come near you. He can't speak to you, and she knows that. But she knows what's coming in that line
Yes.
of questioning. She knows the line of questioning is heading towards you were pursuing him, you were chasing him down. He did not want to meet you, but you were desperate to meet him. So, all right. Back to it.
Okie doke.
You make it that objection?
I just did. I'm objecting to this line of questioning because it's mediation privilege. Do you want to go off the record? and we
No,
can
I
talk
just
about
want to be
this?
clear so that I understand whether you're saying that Ms. Hurd's communications with Christian Carino, you are claiming are privileged under the mediation privilege.
With respect to a meeting with, or potential meeting with Johnny Depp, it's mediation privilege. Well, you disagree, but
I'm
mean,
not
we-
saying anything, Mr. Hart.
I know, we could go off the record, we could discuss, because you guys were at the mediation and the mediator was saying certain things, which I don't want to say on the record, but
I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Harder, but I'm going to continue questioning
Okay.
Ms. Hurd. Did you ask Christian Carino on July 15th to tell Johnny Depp that you loved him?
I don't know. I don't remember. But I love Johnny.
Did you text Christian Carino and ask him if he thought he could convince Johnny to speak with you on the night of July 19th?
I don't remember specifically because I don't have those text messages in front of me.
Where are
So I-
those text messages?
I don't know.
Have you kept them?
it assumes facts, not in evidence.
I just don't have them in front of me. I don't know. I don't remember. Do you remember every text message you send to everybody and when you send it?
Do you ever remember asking Christian Carino to tell Johnny you loved him in August, in any time during this month of
I don't have a
2016?
specific memory of that, but I'm sure I did. No, it doesn't. I don't know. I don't have a specific.
Don't guess.
Oh, okay. I don't have a specific memory of that.
Did you text Christian Carino on or around July 19th, 2016, and ask Christian if he thought you, Amber, would be able to physically see Johnny that night?
I'm going to object on the mediation privilege grounds, and we can talk about this at a break.
Are you going to answer my
We're
question?
just trying to mediate, and so I feel
Well,
like
don't answer because it's,
Okay.
we'll have to talk at a break with counsel.
Did Christian Carino ever talk up to you about Johnny Depp saying he could not meet with you in July of August of 2016 because there was a restraining order in place?
Again, we're going to have to put a pin in that because of the mediation privilege issue, and we can discuss it at a break.
Just to be clear, Mr. Harder, were you present during any mediations in this case?
Yes, I was, and so were you, and so were several people in this room.
On what dates?
It's not my deposition, and I don't have my calendar in front of me. There was an ongoing mediation process that went on for a long time, as you know, Blair.
Ms. Hurd, were you present during any mediation sessions in this case?
Don't answer. Mediation privilege.
Are you going to answer my question?
You just
You
instruct her
you-
not to answer.
You can say if you were at a mediation session or
Yeah.
spoke to a mediator.
Yes.
On how many occasions?
I don't recall. Maybe 2. I can't. As to not guess, I have to say. I can't remember how many there were.
Did you ever attend a mediation session at these offices before?
It calls for legal conclusion. It's vague as to what a mediation session is.
How about mediation, the word we used before when she said she had?
Well, I mean, here's the thing, Blair. There was a mediator, I think, at this office, or was it Patty's office? I can't remember. It was one of these offices in Century City, and there was a mediator. And there were several sessions, and there was a mediator at my office, and you were there, Blair. So there were. Let's talk off the record about this, because I don't want to divulge anything that's mediation privilege.
Ms. Depp, did you ever attend a mediation with Johnny Depp in this case and other lawyers?
Yes.
Okay. Who were the lawyers there when you attended this mediation
know.
session?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know all the lawyers. I don't even know. I don't know most of the people in this room.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I don't know half the people in this room.
And did you ever attend a mediation with someone named Christian Carino at the mediation?
I know that with regards to my understanding of mediation and what mediation is, Christian Carino was present and involved in trying to mediate between us.
At any point, did you ask to see Johnny Depp and strike that. At any point in time, Ms. Hurd, did you ask Christian Carino to set up a meeting between you and Mr. Depp? And did Mr. Carino tell you that was not possible because papers had to be in place?
Mediation privilege, and I'm going to instruct you not to answer, and we can talk about this at a break.
Okay.
On Thursday, July 21, 2016, were you in Los Angeles?
I don't know.
Do you have any ability to figure that out? Do you have a calendar or anything?
No, not with me. I don't have my phone on me. What could you remind me of what that date was so I can know?
It was July 21, 2016, a Thursday.
I have no idea where I was on that day. Can you give me some sort of background? Maybe I can answer the question better. Because I was
really asking you where you were.
Asked and answered.
I feel like I answered that.
Okay. In July, anytime in the month of July 2016, did you board a plane and fly to San Francisco, California?
At any time in July?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. And did you do that to see Johnny Depp?
Mediation privilege, and I instruct you not to answer, and we can deal with this at a break. Don't answer.
Are you answering my question, Ms. Hurd?
I am taking his advice.
Ms. Hurd, in July of 2016, were you aware that your husband, Johnny Depp, was on tour with his band, The Vampires?
I don't think that's the name of the band.
Are you asking me, did I know if Johnny Depp went on tour with the Hollywood Vampires?
Yes.
Yes, I do know that he went on tour with the Hollywood Vampires.
In July of 2016, did you believe he was on tour at that time during that month?
I believe so. I believe I knew that he was on tour more or less around the time of July with his band, the Hollywood Vampires.
And at some point, did you believe that Johnny Depp, while performing on his tour, was going to be in San Francisco?
Christian told me that he was going to be there, I believe.
And is it true that you got on an airplane and flew to San Francisco intending to see Johnny Depp?
Don't answer. Mediation privilege. We can take this up at a break.
Isn't it true, Ms. Hurd, that you flew to San Francisco on July 21 to attempt to see Johnny Depp?
Again, mediation privilege. I instruct you not to answer, and counsel can discuss this at a break.
Did you fly to San Francisco on July 21?
I don't remember what date I flew there.
Did you fly to San Francisco in the month of July?
Yes.
Okay. Did Christian Carino, on or around July 21, tell you that Johnny's lawyers had said that you could not meet with Johnny until you dissolved the TRO?
I don't know. He told me that. I don't remember everything he said to me.
Did he ever tell you anything like that?
I don't recall.
After getting off the plane in San Francisco, did you go to a house arranged for by Christian Carino?
I'm going to instruct mediation privilege. We can take this up at a break.
On July 21 or July 22, 2016, did you go to the hotel that you were informed Johnny Depp was staying at in San Francisco, the Omni Hotel?
Instruct you not to answer because of mediation privilege, and counsel can discuss this at a break.
On July 21 or July 22, did you go to the Omni Hotel?
Mediation privilege, instruct you not to answer. Counsel can take this up at a break.
Ms. Hurd, I see you shaking your head back and forth. Was that no?
Don't shake your head, please. And
Yeah, I didn't mean to move my head.
Okay, so you were
Sorry.
not answering in the negative that you did not go to the
I
Omni
did
Wait.
not
Hotel.
answer.
She wasn't answering.
she's not answering because of privilege, because I've instructed her.
Do you have a cell phone? Did you have a cell phone that you were using on August 9th, 2016?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a cell phone, yeah.
Okay. What was the cell number you utilized to make calls on August 9, 2016?
I don't know.
Do you recognize a cell number?
Yes, I think so, yeah.
No.
And who does that number belong to?
That's a number that belongs to me.
Okay. Did you use your cell phone to call Johnny Depp 3 different times on August 9, 2016?
I'm going to object mediation privilege, and we can all discuss this at a break.
Are you answering my question, Ms.
No, I'm taking his advice.
The next day, August 10, 2016, did you call Johnny Depp using that same cell phone twice?
Again, mediation privilege, and I'm going to instruct you, and the counsel can take it up at a break.
Ms. Hurd, on August 11th, did you have 4 different telephone conversations where you called Johnny Depp?
Mediation privilege, I'm going to instruct you, and we can take it up at a break.
Did you speak with Johnny Depp on August 11th by telephone at 5:52 p.m.?
Mediation privilege, I'm going to instruct you, and we can take it up at a break with counsel.
Between 5:52 and 6:07 on August 11, 2004, did you participate in a 15-minute phone call between you and Johnny Depp?
I'm going to instruct you on mediation privilege, and counsel can take it up at a break.
After 6:07 on August 11, 2016, did you repeatedly make efforts to call Johnny Depp?
Again, I'm going to instruct you on mediation privilege, and we can take this up at a break.
Did you place a call to Johnny Depp first at 3:51 on August 11th?
Same instruction, same objection. We can take it up at a break.
Did you next place a call intending to call Johnny Depp at 8:54?
Same instruction, same objection, we can take it up at a break.
Did you-
You don't have to get louder either. We can.
Did you,
You'd be getting louder and louder progressively. You don't have to.
did you next make a third call at 10:03 that night to Johnny Depp?
Mediation privilege, same obstruction. We can discuss it at a break.
After the 10:03 phone call, did you next try to call Johnny Depp at 10:10?
Same objection and instruction.
After the 10:10 phone call on August 11, 2016, did you then place a fifth phone call at 10:37 to Johnny Depp?
Same objection, same instruction.
On August 11, 2016, Ms. Hurd, did you, in any form of communication, ask Johnny to call you?
Same instruction, same objection.
Ms. Hurd, I'm showing you a picture that will be marked respondents I. Do you recognize that picture?
Yes.
Okay. And showing you a second picture that'll be marked as respondents J. Do you recognize that picture?
Jax, you want to give a little
It's
pause?
the same picture, or same thing.
All right. So what we're about to move into, we've moved on from the non-answered mediation, whatever nonsense that whole thing was, and they're about to move on to what I consider to be the much more interesting point of it. How far are we into this, Jax?
50 minutes.
About 50 minutes, yeah. So we're getting into what's going to be, everyone's going to be a lot more interested in this, I think. I'm going to start some things, and so we can get caught up on this.
Yeah, folks asking why Blair keeps asking, even though they won't answer. She's just making a record. Like you see it all the time in the other depositions that came from trial. Objections everywhere. She's just making a record of what she wants to ask and that they didn't answer. That's why she keeps on going.
Correct. Yeah, she has to keep going. So let's see. Mo, thank you so much. I would not be okay with him grabbing the mic like that, especially after an abusive relationship. I agree, and a lot of people would agree with you, Mo. Actually, Amber even said during the Virginia trial that she had all new rules set in place after
Yeah.
Johnny for who could touch her and how you had to approach
Right.
her and like things, because she was so traumatized. She had PTSD, she claims. So because she was so traumatized, she had rules for people touching her like unexpectedly without permission, anything like that, and he's just reaching in and like clutching a mic. So yeah, that's
Yeah, there were a few questions about who recorded the San Francisco audio. It was Amber, and you
It
can
was
hear
Amber.
at the end when Johnny realizes he's being recorded. There, he makes some comments about it, and she recorded that.
yes, she recorded it. She knew what she was doing. She wanted to get him. She wanted to meet him and try to reconcile. And if she couldn't get him to reconcile, then she would try to get some more dirt on him if she could to
Yeah.
put out. So that's
Yeah.
that's what that was. Real quick, Jackson, just a reminder after this, there was a phone number in there that is no longer Amber's phone number. Do not call it. Do not
Don't
text it.
call.
When this goes up, I forgot that on my end of it, I actually muted that point, Jax. I had forgot that
Okay.
it was in there. So when it
Yeah,
was coming up, I should have just had you pause and skip ahead. So hopefully
Just don't
that's
call the
okay.
stupid number.
Just
It's not
don't
her
call the
number.
number. It's not her number. She has changed her number probably so many times since this. Do not call it. Don't get us in trouble for harassing
guys.
somebody that doesn't deserve it, because you can't not call or text it. Don't call or text it. When this goes as a posted video, I'll go back in and see if I can edit and just like mute that part out anyway, so it doesn't get into any issues there. So I greatly appreciate it. She's very comfortable telling lies. Leela Love, thank you so much. I agree. She is she's a natural at it. She does it without
She's a
even thinking.
natural. That is true.
Tarantula Ravenblood, I like that name. $5. Thank you so much. You both rock. I worked at a pharmacy in 2016 she went to, and I'm surprised her med list wasn't subpoenaed. Those can tell a lot, especially Depot Part 2 hint. Yeah.
Interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Very interesting. One more from Mo. Thank you so much. Wouldn't a mediation attempt to be initiated by someone other than Amber Heard? Yes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just her calling him. That's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was. She's trying to say that Christian Carino mediated between the two of them. No, Christian Carino was just the guy that you knew you could go to guilt into reaching out to Johnny and trying to convince him to meet.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened there. All right, I think that's got us right back to where we need to be. So we're about to talk about something much more interesting. And man, I wish I was doing this on my computer. I will make sure we make all the necessary adjustments next time so I can actually pull photos up because this is about to get really good.
Yeah, there's a little less than 30 minutes left for today's batch.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Am I correct that respondents J is a close-up shot or a closer shot of the same photograph of respondent's eye?
It calls for speculation.
If you know.
You're asking me if it's, what's the question? Exactly.
The same photograph, one's from a closer
Yeah, it looks
perspective.
it looks like that to me.
Have you ever seen that photograph before?
Johnny told me about it and then sent it to me about like May, when we started speaking again in May. About a month, we didn't speak for almost a month, and that's when he sent me that picture.
And how did he send you that copy?
Text message, I believe.
Okay. Drawing your attention to respondent's eye. In here. Are you looking at that picture?
Yes.
Okay. Do you see a bed in that picture?
Yes.
Do you recognize that bed?
Yes.
Whose bed is that?
That is the bed that Johnny and I sleep in.
Okay. And is that a bed you and Johnny sleep in at Penthouse 3 at the Broadway residence?
Only when he stays there.
Okay. You say you saw that picture for the first time as of?
In May.
Sometime in May?
I remember when he sent that picture to me because I was on the way to the airport and I hadn't spoken to him in several weeks, almost a month.
Okay. When did you have a specific memory of that?
Yes.
Okay. When was that in May?
It was the day I was leaving for Italy. I don't know that date off the top of my head, but I remember it was significant to me because Johnny and I had not been speaking for about a month prior.
Okay. When you say you had not been speaking to Johnny for a month prior, does that mean he had not slept in the same bed with you for a month?
Yeah, we had not seen each other in several weeks, almost a month.
Okay. When was the last time prior to when you were sent this photograph that you had seen Johnny Depp?
April. Last time I saw him was April 21st into the morning of April 22nd.
Okay. On the morning of April 22nd, when you last saw him, did you see him leave Penthouse 3?
I did not see him leave. I saw him right before he left. And then he left me a note. He stormed downstairs, and I heard the door slam, and I started to walk downstairs, and then I heard it open again. I went back upstairs, thinking he was coming back in, and then it slammed again. And then I went downstairs an hour or two later because it sounded as though he had indeed left. And I saw a note saying, happy fucking birthday.
And what time was that you confirmed that he'd left?
Very early morning hours of April 22nd, my 30th birthday.
When you say early morning hours, would that be before or after, say, 4 o'clock in the morning?
I don't know.
Would it be before or after, say, 6 o'clock in the morning?
I can't recall.
Okay. After you believed he had left, did you go to sleep in that bed at some point?
Yes.
Okay. And was anyone else sleeping with you in that bed when you
No.
went to sleep?
No human was sleeping with me.
No human was sleeping with you. Okay. And
The dogs sleep with me.
okay. So no other human was sleeping with you in that bed. Prior to getting out of that bed, was any other person in that bed with you?
Yes.
Who is that person?
Raquel Pennington,
When did she enter your bed?
when she woke me up.
And what time was that?
I don't recall.
Okay. At the time she woke you up, is it true to say that you hadn't left that bed?
I might have left the bed.
Where did you go?
I don't remember if I got up to use the restroom and or brush my teeth, but I don't know.
Okay. Is it true to say that if you had left your bed during that time, it would have been a brief leaving of the bed and you returned to the bed?
Yes.
Okay. And you do or don't remember when Raquel Pennington got into bed with you?
It was in the morning.
Okay. And how long were you and Raquel in the bed together?
Not very long, just long enough for her to wake me up and show me a birthday video she had made for me.
Okay. Were you still in your sleep clothes in bed when that occurred?
Yes.
Okay. Showing you what has been marked as
Jay.
J, respondents J. When you woke up that morning, was feces, well, tell me what you think that picture shows. Does that,
It looks like dog poop.
okay, is that feces?
Looks like dog feces.
Excrement, correct?
Asked and answered twice now.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
What
I've
makes
answered that
what
question.
makes you believe that feces is dog feces?
Because there's no other plausible explanation, and because Boo, my
Yes,
dog,
there is.
Johnny and I's dog, uses the bathroom quite frequently in the bed and has done so on Johnny's person more than once. In fact, my mom sent me a text message just yesterday saying that Boo used the bathroom in bed with her, and so sorry about the sheets. What does she need to do? And that was yesterday.
If you were informed,
So,
Miss Hurd, that feces you are looking at in respondent's exhibit is in fact human feces, would you know where that feces had come from?
Absolutely not.
Okay. And when you woke up that morning on April 22nd, was that feces in your bed?
I have no idea. Boo sleeps underneath the covers, and she's a small dog. And she uses the bathroom in the bed quite frequently. So if it was in the bed, I didn't notice. And I know I didn't notice because there was another person that came into the bed, as I mentioned, Raquel Pennington, who talked to me and even showed me a video that morning. It's my 30th birthday, and neither of us noticed it. Then we got out of bed to pack because we were leaving for the weekend, my little birthday weekend. And we left the dogs in the bed. You try to leave the dogs in the bed in the morning because as soon as you set them down, Boo is even more encouraged to use the bathroom, and I wasn't ready to go downstairs, so I left them in the bed where I grabbed a few things to pack, so it could have happened after I got out of bed.
When you say it could have happened, what do you mean?
Boo could have used the bathroom.
Ms. Hurd, I just want to be very clear. Between the time you were sleeping with Miss Raquel Pennington in your bed,
I never slept with Raquel Pennington
I'm sorry,
in my bed.
I misspoke. Between the time you were sleeping in your bed
Mm-hmm.
and the time you left your bed for the day, Was
Mhm.
any person other than you and Raquel Pennington in that bed?
No.
Was any other person?
Not that I'm
beside-
aware of.
Okay. How long were you in your penthouse 3 before you left for your trip?
From when?
From the time you woke up until the time you left?
How long did it take us to get ready?
Well, what time did you leave the penthouse that day?
I don't. That night you said?
That day?
I feel like it was in midday. I don't know. I can't. If you don't want me to guess, then I'd have to say I don't know. I don't know the exact time.
Would it be fair to say around the afternoon, early afternoon?
That'd be fair.
Okay. And between the time you were sleeping in your bed and the time you left, did you ever leave your apartment?
Clarify. Sorry.
Between the time you left for your trip
Mm-hmm.
and the time you were sleeping and woke up in your bed, did you leave penthouse 3? Or were you there the whole morning?
I went to the other penthouses to gather clothes and my paints and stuff. So yes, I did leave penthouse 3.
To your awareness, to your knowledge, was any other person accessing your bedroom between the time you woke up on April 22nd and the time you left for your trip?
Other than Raquel?
Yes. And you?
I can't remember if the housekeepers came while I was there or after. I think the housekeepers came after we had already left. So I'm not sure.
Okay. Is it fair to say that your testimony here is that other than you and Rocky, and possibly, you're not sure, the housekeepers, no other person came into your bedroom?
I cannot remember. I cannot
Vegas
tell
the
you.
time.
I also can't tell you who was in the apartments because the apartments connect. And at the time, Lily Rose and her boyfriend were living next door in penthouse 4, and they connect. So you have access to all of them. So between the housekeepers, the house manager, his assistant, and Lily Rose and her boyfriend, there are any number of people that have access to that apartment.
My question to you, Ms. Depp, is do you have any reason to believe on April 22nd, at any time in the day, that Lily Rose Depp was in your bedroom?
Are you asking me if I have any reason to believe that she was in my bedroom?
Correct.
No.
Do you have any reason to believe that Ash was in your bedroom on April 21, 2016 at any time? I'm sorry, April 22, 2016 at any
I
time.
have no idea who was in my apartment or who had access to my apartment for whatever reason. I have no reason to believe specifically that Ash or Lily Rose was in my bedroom.
Could you name
I'm
it?
just saying a lot of people have access. Kevin, the housekeepers, house manager, a lot of people have access to that apartment.
On April 22nd, 2016, could you identify any person that you gave authorization to have access to your bedroom on April 22nd?
Vague and ambiguous.
Yeah,
access
what do
to.
what are you asking me exactly?
Did you
So
tell
sorry.
any other human being that they could come into your bedroom on April 22nd?
I did not tell anybody. I did not tell any human being to come into that they had permission to specifically enter my bedroom on April 22nd. However, I know for a fact other people did come into my bedroom on April 22nd.
Who were those people?
I don't know which housekeepers were working that day. I don't know if the house manager, Kevin, was working that day. I don't know if Andy was working that day. I don't know if Ash and Lily Rose were next door and coming into the office to get weed from their dad's office. I don't know.
Did you say weed from their dad's office?
Yes, the connecting apartment, the one that they lived in, it's there's a connecting door between their apartment and Johnny's office where he keeps all of the weed. And so Ash and Lily Rose would have full access to his office.
Wow.
All right, pause.
And
Pause.
often would come into the apartment for that reason.
Okay, that's a good place to pause it. Often would come into the apartment for that reason. She says a few things here, and if you catch it, if you go back and listen and to what she said a few minutes ago, she had no idea who was working that day. She actually does. You'll find that out later. She actually goes to confront the very person who was working that day. So she does know who was working that day.
Yep.
She knows if Lily Rose and Lily Rose's boyfriend were next door, because she has already said that she was bouncing back and forth between the condos, and the connecting condo is penthouse 4, it's penthouse 3, 4, 5. To go to from penthouse 3 to 5, you have to walk through 4. And she said that she was bouncing back and forth from well, it is 3 to 5 because 5 is her closet. So she was packing that morning. She was bouncing between all the penthouses, what she said. So she does know if Lily Rose was there
Exactly.
and next door and everything. But now she's like, well, I need to throw as many people as I can under the bus. I don't know how many people had access to my phone, to my apartment, to everything. She's just trying to make you think that this could be anybody. Anybody could have done this. I mean, if it wasn't the dog, which to her is the only plausible explanation, it could be anybody. Lily Rose even would come over to get weed. She literally just throws that out there. She says, well, she was next door because, you know, and she might have come over to get weed. I don't know. Like, she's just trying to make herself look like the last person who would do anything that could have any sort of negative connotation in terms of what she does or what she says. So she just throws everyone else under the bus for literally anything.
Yep.
So she
perfect.
Exactly, Princess Perfect. She does know. And again, her dog, by the way, and we'll get to this, but her dog is a teacup Yorkie. It weighs 4 pounds. Had all the technical issues not happen the way they did. I was going to pull up some pictures, but there are photos of Amber literally holding this dog in one hand and like looking at it. It weighs about 4 pounds. Johnny testified to that in the Virginia trial, and that will come into play here momentarily. But she's very much trying to get ahead of what she knows is coming.
Yep.
All right.
While you were in penthouse 3, on April 22nd, 2016, did you personally see any other person in your bedroom other than you and Raquel Pennington?
No, I don't recall anyone else being in my bedroom. However, I don't know, because I do not recall, if the housekeepers came before I left or not. I don't remember if I saw them before I left.
Before you left on April 22nd, 2016, did you see any other person in penthouse 3 before you left?
I don't recall if I saw the housekeepers come before I left.
Okay, but other than the housekeeper,
or the house manager.
Okay, other than Rocky Pennington, and other than you, is there any other person that you can identify you saw in the penthouse 3 on April 22nd, 2016, after you woke up?
Not that I recall.
Okay.
I think it's time for a lunch break.
It's
1:30.
I've got about 10 more minutes.
We're taking a lunch break. Are you ready for lunch? You want to go?
Oh, 10 more minutes?
Well, if she has 10 more minutes, I'd rather wrap this up.
No, 10 more minutes before we break. I'd like to finish this line of questioning.
She thinks they're finishing for good.
Exactly.
Well, I'd rather power through, but I mean, I don't.
Listen,
I just
right
get this shit over with.
We're breaking? Yeah, break.
Yeah, we're breaking.
I meant this.
Oh, there are 10 more minutes of the day.
I'm gonna break.
Oh, sorry.
So traumatized. So traumatized. She's so annoyed being there.
I guess we're not breaking.
Oh, we're not.
We'll go for 10 more minutes. You'll finish this up and then we'll take a break.
Yeah, that's fine.
Miss Hurd, do you know someone by the name of Hilda Vargas?
Yes.
How long have you known Miss Vargas?
For now, almost 5 years.
Do you think of her as a good person?
Yes.
Do you think of her as a nice person? Okay. How often does she clean for you?
She works for Johnny, and she, I don't know her work schedule because sometimes I see her regularly, and then sometimes I go for a long time without seeing her.
Okay. Does she clean your areas where you live?
She cleaned the house where Johnny and I live on occasion.
Okay. Did she have any regular schedule, or did she just come whenever she wanted to?
I don't know what her schedule is.
Did you see her on certain days of the week?
It didn't seem to have a regular schedule, but I did see cleaning ladies most days of the week. They came almost every day.
Did you see Hilda Vargas on April 21? Do you know what Hilda Vargas looks like?
Yes.
Did you see her on April 21, 2016?
I don't remember seeing, I don't know if she was there on that day.
Did you see Hilda Vargas on April 22, 2016?
I can't remember. I don't know.
When was the last time you saw Hilda Vargas?
I saw Hilda at Johnny's, one of Johnny's West Hollywood houses, sometime right around the divorce.
Okay. And prior to that time, when was the last time you saw Hilda Vargas?
I don't recall.
Okay. And when you saw Hilda Vargas, you say you were at Johnny's another house?
Yeah, Johnny's main house, where he goes and lives every time we get in a fight. He moves to that house.
Ms. Hurd, when you say you saw Hilda Vargas sometime after April 21, did you have a conversation with her?
I did.
Okay. And what was that conversation about?
About the information I received from Johnny.
Excuse me?
About information I received from Johnny. I talked to her about the information I received from Johnny. Through, I think he said it was through Kevin, through Hilda, then Kevin, and that Kevin had sent him a picture of the dog shit. Dog feces, and that Hilda so I asked Johnny when Johnny first informed me. He was the first person that told me about this. This was something I didn't know about until Johnny.
Sure, she didn't.
Johnny told me.
Yeah.
And at the time we were speaking on the phone, it had been after about a month of not hearing from him. And I assumed Johnny was high and have in one of his manic episodes where he goes into delusion. That's what I assumed.
Miss
So
Hurd, I'm
just-
gonna ask you to pause.
You
Sure.
interrupted
And I'm
her.
gonna object as non-responsive and move to strike.
Okay.
I was asking
I
you about
disagree,
a
though. I think it
conversation.
was responsive.
I'm
I was
telling you.
asking you about a conversation you say you had with someone named Hilda Vargas. Do you understand my question?
No, your question asked me, as I understood it, your question was asking me what Hilda and I spoke about. And I responded the information Johnny gave me. And then you asked me to continue, so I was elucidating as to what that information was. When I attempted
Gimme.
to do so, you interrupted
Pause.
me.
When you were
Pause it.
elucidating, Miss.
Okay, here's what I was talking about, and I know people don't like the interruptions, but it's whatever. So here's what I was talking about.
It's your channel, bro.
When she tells Blair, you asked me this, and then you asked me to continue. Blair did not ask her to continue. Blair asked a question. Amber rambled off and went way off the trail. And Blair was like, you're not even answering my question. She's like, well, I said this, and then you asked me to continue. No, she didn't. This is where I'm saying Amber is lying to Blair's face, saying, you said this just now, and she didn't even say it. Something also is interesting here when she says, and this was the first I was hearing about it. Johnny was the first I was learning about any of this. So just so you know, like when he asked me this, Johnny was the first I heard about it. And when she speaks about talking to Hilda, I'm not a body language expert by any stretch, but someone is lying. It's a telltale sign of someone lying when they piece together a sentence 2 words at a time, just a couple words
Oh,
at a
yeah.
time. And you'll hear that when she's like, I asked, and I'll kind of alert when it comes up, unless I've already skipped over it. But the fact that she wants to veer this conversation into the direction of Johnny did drugs and everything else. So here we go. Back to it, folks.
Heard. Could you instead describe for me anything that Hilda Vargas said to you?
Hilda gave me, I asked Hilda if it was true that she took a picture. I asked Hilda if it was true if she took a picture of Boo. I asked Hilda if she took a picture
Here we
of
go.
Boo's dog shit, dog
Poop.
poop.
Try again.
And thank you. I asked Hilda if she took a picture of Boo's dog poop
There we go.
because the other housekeepers, when I asked them, probably the day prior, I said, guys, I heard from Johnny on this phone call, and I assumed Johnny was high and in a delusion, so I wrote it off, but then he kept talking about it and kept bringing it up, and I thought that was very strange. And then he texted me a picture of it. So I said, how did you have this why do you have it? Why do you poop on your phone? And he said that Kevin sent it to him. Kevin from Hilda, or no, from the housekeepers. So I asked the housekeepers, with whom I have great respect and in a great relationship. I think I would be shocked if they said otherwise. But I asked them who took this picture, because Johnny's been carrying around this picture for a month of Boo's dog shit. And
Yeah, who do I got to kill?
And he's latched onto this delusion. And I want to know how this information, I want to know the custody of this information, and why no one told me, why no one said, why no one sent me this picture? Why did it go to Johnny in the way it did? Because I felt like it aided in his delusion. So the other housekeepers told me it was Hilda that took the picture or saw it. They didn't even see it. They don't know. And I asked Hilda when I saw her. I just happened to run into
Bullshit.
her.
It was
at,
another housekeeper that told Hilda to come
Johnny Quest
upstairs.
Hollywood Place. And I said, Hilda, do you know anything about this? And she said, well, yeah, I took a picture of it because it looked really big. It didn't look like Boo. And I said, but, what do you mean by that? And she said, well, it was in the bed. And I said, but Boo shits, God, I'm sorry. Boo uses the bathroom in the bed all the time. And she said, oh, well, I mean, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. And I said, you don't know that because when that happens, I clean it up and then wrap the sheets up. And I always, every single time this has happened before, wrap the sheets up and either wash them myself or put them aside and tell the housekeepers when they're doing laundry. By the way, within this pile, be careful. There is, Boo use the bathroom again.
Pause
And
it.
so it's
Jesus.
cleaned up more or less every time. And
If she tells the housekeepers, hey, I wrapped up an Easter egg of a turd
In the
these
sheets.
in the sheets, be careful, it's in there, then the housekeepers would know that there is a potty problem with the dogs.
Right.
But now she's trying to be like, how could you know? How could you have known? Well, they know because you're literally saying, I tell them when she does, but now she's trying to act like she's, again, speaking for everyone else. She's speaking for Hilda, acting like I'm so sorry. And yet that conversation probably never happened like that. That I'm so apologetic. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. How could you have known? I always clean it up for you, or anything like that. And she's right. Hilda knew, and there's testimony from Kevin Murphy and everything who spoke to Hilda. Hilda knew it was far too big to come from a teacup Yorkie. And I also notice here when Amber was basically like, she caught herself.
Yes.
When she said Johnny sent the photo to her, she had no idea anyone took a photo of it.
Exactly.
She had no idea anyone took a photo of it. So notice her first reaction. If you go back and listen to it, and if you go back and watch, and I encourage you to do so and comb through this, look at her reaction. It's like the TMZ reaction when she stops herself. when Johnny sends her the thing, her first reaction, the picture of the poop, her first reaction is, "How did you get this?"
Yep.
I mean, why do you have poop on your phone, silly? Like, it was basically like, who do I gotta kill? Who am I going after? Who took a picture of this? Who ratted me out?
Yeah, and she
that's
does
what,
wind up confronting Hilda on
yeah,
May 24th is the day that she sees Hilda at Johnny's West Hollywood house, and Samantha McMillan as well, a side note.
yes,
But she
yeah,
does confront Hilda about it and yells at her and all and stuff. And Hilda also says in her testimony, which is what I said a few minutes ago, she was alerted to the poo by another one of her workers. So
yes,
this about Amber talking to people and saying like nobody else knew what I was talking about is BS.
yeah,
Someone called Hilda from upstairs and said, "Come look at this." That's how like
yes,
egregious it was.
yeah. It was so much. It was so big. They were like trying to figure out, is somebody like, did somebody have a medical emergency? What the heck is going on here? This is awful. So again, she contradicted herself back to back to back here. She just told like so many variations, but there was the, how do you have this? Why do you have it? And like, I've never seen that before in my life. I don't know what that is. No, she knew exactly what it was. She wanted to know who ratted her out.
Yep.
She claims, she tells the housekeepers, "Hey, there's dog poop in these sheets," but yet also claims the housekeepers never knew the dog pooped. So it's just always contradictions.
Constant.
All right. Frustrated.
Hilda was working for us very rarely these days in the penthouses. Like she was coming only she was not there every day. So I had a conversation with Hilda and said, if I had ever seen that Boo did that, if I had ever noticed it, I would never have left it there. I would have cleaned it up. I'd never do that to you guys. I'm so sorry that I didn't clean it up. It was because I didn't see it. And I just don't want you to think that I was so disrespectful as just to leave dog poop in the bed for you to clean up.
Didn't see it, didn't smell it,
I was worried that
nothing.
she might think that, I was worried that she might be offended that I would I'll just leave our dog's poop in the bed. It's rude.
Did you say anything else to Hilda Vargas during this conversation
I don't know.
at Johnny's house?
We had I don't know what else we talked about. I think it was primarily about the poop.
About did you refer to it with Miss Vargas as poop or shit?
I think I used the word mierda.
Okay.
I spoke to her in Spanish.
Okay. You used the word mierda?
Mierda.
Mierda. Okay. And did you tell Hilda Vargas at any time during the conversation?
Or maybe I said caca. I can't remember if I used the word caca or mierda.
It's been 10 minutes.
Did
Can
you
we please-
tell Hilda Vargas
I'm
at
sorry.
any time during the conversation you had with her at Johnny's house that the pictures you took of the caca or mierda have destroyed my marriage?
No.
Did you at any time in
Yes,
the
she did.
conversation
Yes, she did.
with Hilda Vargas reference your marriage being hurt by the fact that she had taken these pictures?
I referenced the my marriage being hurt as a result of the chain of communication and how it was communicated from one person to the next, from the next to the next to the next person, and then ultimately to Johnny, who clearly has been in a very bad state and is clearly in one of his downward spirals. And during these battles with sobriety, when he's losing, he is very susceptible to delusions and stimulation. He's very paranoid. And because he's in one of those states, any information that is delivered to him in this way it can have repercussions that are very damning.
Can you? This is my last
Last
question.
question.
Okay. And
Best part.
then I'm going to have
Best.
one about what I'm going to ask her to do during the break. But that's it. Okay.
This is the best part
The
coming
one
up, I
before
swear.
that question is: can you describe for us with your hands how big your dog is, Boo?
Boo she's a square.
Okay.
She's about this big.
Okay.
She's like a brick. She's
Okay.
a brick.
Let the record reflect.
You're gonna-
Can you
I'm gonna have you-
describe
I'm gonna have you
approximately how
rewind
many
this here in a
inches
minute.
you are saying Boo
Let's
is
see.
in length?
How big is How big is this?
What kind of dog is she?
She is a Yorkie.
A Yorkie.
Okay,
The
that's
dog is now larger than
Um,
Brutus.
Can you describe how long she is? How much
She's
she weighs?
okay, so she's probably this long.
Okay. Do you have an approximation? I only want you to tell.
What
you believe the
I'm
truth.
doing,
Do you know how much she weighs?
She weighs.
Don't guess.
4
I don't know
pounds.
how much she weighs.
Okay. Okay. So,
But she's almost as wide as she is long. She's a brick. She's a cube.
a cube or a brick. Okay.
Okay.
So
You're gonna ask her
before we pause, I'm going to ask you
All right,
during the
pause
break.
it. Pause it
to
real quick,
please-
Jax, because you're
do
gonna
the
run this back. You're gonna run this back. This is the best part of the entire thing, because she's like, "How big is your dog?" Her eyes get this big, and she's like, "Okay, here's how she knows that." One, she left the poo. She's responsible for the poo, and the poo is far too large for this dog.
Right.
Because she automatically starts with her hands like shoulder width. That's already bigger than the dog. This dog is 4 pounds. There are records, and again, if without technical difficulties, I'd have pulled them all up. But they're out there where there is like a vet or it's a groomer's thing where these dogs are weighed, and they're like 4 to 5 pound dogs. These dogs are 8 to 9 inches max in length. Okay, she's already larger than this dog is, and then it just keeps growing.
Yep.
And by the end of it, she is wider than shoulder. She is 2.5 feet long, and she's saying the dog is as wide as it is long. She is describing a 50-pound animal, is what she's describing.
Yeah.
And why is she doing it? Because she knows it has to be a large dog. It has to be a large dog. She's like, I have to describe a large dog because I know it was a large amount of poop. So that's what she's doing. So then she's even asked, well, how big is that? How many inches are you saying that is? She won't say how many inches Boo is, and she won't say how many inches this is, because it's about 2.5 feet. Because if she says this is about 2.5 feet, she's describing a world record breaking teacup Yorkie. She knows that she's full of crap when it comes to that. If she says, well, this is about 8 or 9 inches, she has zero credibility when it comes to anything else. Well, Johnny was 20 feet from me. Well, was he 20 feet from you, or was he 80 feet from you? Because apparently this is 8 or 9 inches. So she knows she can't even estimate how long this is, because she knows she's lying. And either way, she's going to get caught in it. But she knows she has to describe a very large dog here.
Yeah.
It would almost be worth going back to just watch that whole thing again and just watch her hands get wider and wider. I don't know if you can scrub that back, or if you can click just a couple of minutes, and then I won't talk over it, but watch where her hands start versus where they finish, because she's like, this ain't quite big enough. No, maybe this by the end of it. All right, here we go, folks.
But that's it, okay? The one before that question is, can you describe for us with your hands how big your dog is, Boo?
Boo is, she's a square.
Okay.
She's about this big.
Okay.
She's like a brick. She's a brick.
Let the record reflect. Can you describe approximately how many inches you are saying Boo is in length?
How big is? How big is this?
What kind of dog is she?
She is a Yorkie.
A Yorkie.
Okay, that's the one question.
Can you describe how long she is? How much she weighs?
Okay, so she's probably this long.
Okay. Do you have an approximation? I only want you to tell what you believe the truth. Do you know how much she weighs?
She weighs.
Don't guess.
I don't know how much she weighs.
Okay.
But she's almost as wide as she is long. She's a brick. She's a cube.
A cube or a brick. Okay.
Okay.
So
You're gonna ask
before we pause, I'm going to ask you during the break to please do the following.
Okay.
Would you be kind enough to retrieve your cell phone from the car?
Don't answer the question yet.
Okay.
Okay. And would you also, I'd like her to answer the question.
No, I'm going to
I don't
instruct
know.
you not to answer this. And I already told you that you should be asking us about production of documents types of questions.
Okay.
It's
May I
improper.
also ask you during the break to review the documents that you provided in these proceedings today, and do that during the time we have for the break?
Okay,
May I ask you to do that?
you've asked her to do that, and we're taking a break now. It's not a question to be answered.
How long are we taking?
An hour?
Like an hour.
We need an
Okay.
hour?
Well,
Food's here?
it may force us to come back tomorrow, but yes. I mean,
For
I'd
taking
like
the
to,
lunch break?
I'd like to take 30 minutes if that's okay.
No, we're taking an hour. It's intense. She's talking about being abused. You know, she needs a break. We all need a break.
We're going off the record.
Yes.
I think we're going off the record now.
The time is approximately 1:43 p.m. and we're going off the record.
All right. For the
That's it.
record, she hasn't talked about being abused yet in this
No.
entire thing. We haven't got past drugs and doo-doo at this point in the whole thing. So we can't even get past that point when it comes to all this. So
No.
I'm trying to run over any super chats I might not have starred, but I think that's the best part of the whole thing is when she's describing this very, very large dog that
It's
she
hilarious.
knows she has to describe a very, very large dog. So
The
because
dog was bigger than Brutus by the end. If you look at our little
Yeah.
icons up in the corner, I have a dog with mine. That is
Yeah.
my dog Brutus, who weighs 30 pounds and takes
Yeah.
tiny doo-doos.
tiny doodles.
Yeah.
Sweet Victory. I don't know. I can't find this one to star it, so I'm trying to like pull it up. But Sweet Victory, thanks so much. It says so. She claimed regularly. She claims she regularly cleans up the poop from the bed, but she also claims to have a poo phobia. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Let me find one here near the bottom, and then we'll go through some stuff. Everyone loving this. Yeah, we'll rip a few off here while we talk. These poor dogs must have been so traumatized.
Oh my
Anna, thank you
God.
so much. Yeah, I mean, maybe the fact, I don't know, leave them on the bed because they're encouraged to poo once you put them down. So if you leave them in the bed, they don't poo, but they poo in the bed all the time. I just can't wrap my head around it.
Man.
KP Cali, thank you so much. KP Cali again, thank you for the $5. The only reason her dogs were safe around her is because they couldn't speak to narc on her. Yeah, if only they could. Lacey K. Ward, thank you for the $5. Thank you, Incredibly Average, for all these Juicy Amber exclusives. Your channel is the best. Thank you. Happy to bring them to you. Thank you so much for that. Jill Downey, $10. Thank you. Do you know why the housekeeper didn't testify? So you're referring to Hilda Vargas. I don't know why she didn't testify.
She did in London.
I do know there was testimony given in London. Kevin Murphy testified and didn't testify, of course, like on anyone's behalf, but did mention Hilda in his testimony. All right. Johnny's Girl, thank you so much for the $5. She said she was worried about JD coming to the penthouse, but he had 0 keys. Okay, my theory is that she wanted to she was changing the locks not so she could feel safe, and she kept calling it her home. It was not her home. They were all owned by Johnny. I think when Johnny left in May, he basically told him free rides over, and then she went to change the locks and everything, which would make it more difficult to show up and kick them all out and send them on their merry little way. I think that's more than likely what happened. It was more to just prevent him from booting them, if you want my honest opinion. Light Giver, back again. Thank you so much, Light Giver, for being in return. Super chatter. I had a teacup Yorkie and a regular Yorkie. Neither had poop that size. Agreed. My aunt had a Yorkie. I have pit bulls and bully breeds, and they are large animals, and they also don't even poo that big.
The closest thing I've seen recently is from the bear that took a dump in the driveway in Utah the other day.
That's awesome. Nature.
Did you
Nature.
see it or
Love it.
no?
Did I see it? No, I must
Yeah.
have missed that.
Oh,
Did you post it?
yeah. While I was in Utah, the
I,
morning that I was leaving, a bear got in the trash cans, but it also
I
left a
saw
big
that.
turd.
I didn't see the poop, but I saw
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
trash
yeah.
I did see the trash cans all turned over.
Yeah.
I don't mean to have such a laugh at this, but it is just
It's just ridiculous.
yeah, I mean, you got to find some humor in it at some point. Like I said, if you don't laugh, you'll cry.
Yeah, totally.
I'm just starring some more so I can go back to them here in just a second, guys. But no, I didn't see that, and I'll make some announcements here while I'm starring some of these. So this video, I will adjust this video. This video won't go live immediately. It won't go published immediately because I do want to correct the phone number situation. I'll correct that. I think I can go back in and edit and scrub that out and do some stuff to it. But it will be up later tonight. I also want to say that Volume 1, I'll be calling it Volume 1. Which is parts 1 and 2. I'll be putting that up without us in the sidebar over to the side, and we're not talking over it or pausing or anything, where it can just run in its entirety. I'll do like a minute or two intro to let people know what they're watching, but it will be a combination of parts 1 and 2. So roughly an hour and 45, 2 hours straight, what you've already seen. So part 1 and 2, the first 2 lives we've done will go up either tonight or in the morning. And so you can just enjoy and snip and cut and watch it without our interruptions or terrible jokes. Mace Windu, one of my favorite Jedi. Thank you so much. I still think he's alive. Thank you so much. Dogs swell up when they step on a V. Yeah, they swell up to the size of a brick.
Right.
She's a brick. K Bragg, a cube. That's right. She's a brick. She's a cube. K Bragg, thank you so much for the $5. Booze as big as my 45-pound pit mix. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I have pit bulls and pit mixes, and this. So my oldest is a pit mix, and there.
Yeah.
This fit her, and she is 14 years old, and her name is Layla, and that fit her when she was a puppy, a starved little like 5-6 week old puppy, and she was still bigger than one of Amber's dogs, and had poo smaller than my pinky. We're discussing poop far too much on this channel. This is gonna get this video is not getting monetized. We're discussing far too much poop. Sylvia, thank you so thank you so much for the 20, Sylvia. Thank you for all of your great work. Thank you. I really appreciate that. We've busted our butts on this one because we were scrambling to get it up. Lisa Engelbright, thank you so much for that. For the $10. Trisha Murphy, thank you for the 5. I truly appreciate and respect your time and effort you have put into getting to the truth. I look forward to your future endeavors. I look forward to them as well, because it does not end here. I have a lot of other things that have piqued my interest that I'd like to get into, other cases. Allie Winham, thank you so much. Teacup Yorkies are the size of a Yorkshire. Oh my, this has made my day. Yeah, so teacup Yorkies technically aren't, I don't think they're a recognized breed. They're just like a smaller version of a Yorkshire Terrier. They can come smaller, but they are just basically that. But hers were approximately 4 to 5 pounds, so they were very, very tiny. Maria, again, thank you so much. My pug, Minnie, I love pugs, little snorters, is 8 pounds and never ever does big poops. She's the run of the litter, so it is small. # justice for Boo. Yeah, stop throwing Boo under the bus like that. Yeah, you're blaming just a cute, helpless dog. Missy Jade, thank you so much. Thank you for all of the truth you have brought to the light. I'm a true survivor and so grateful. This has given me confidence to get help with my own hardcore trauma, and I got back to painting again. Missy, awesome. These are my favorite comments. I love these comments. I love these when you can jump on a platform like this and you can find some sort of it's cathartic in a way, if it is, to listen to us ramble on, or to see this, or to see that people can find support through communities like this, and I love this community, and we stand behind you 100%. We're glad that you're painting again, and just glad that you're working through everything, and we hope that you find some sort of peace and strength and all the love and support that you deserve. Thank you so much for that, Missy. Thank you.
Absolutely.
KBL, thank you. She said she didn't feel like going downstairs to bring the dogs to potty. Then she says she never left the penthouse before she left. So who brings the dogs to potty? Maybe Raquel. I know Raquel has done it before, but or she's just straight up lying. There's that too. Let me see if I'm missing anything.
Some people are asking if that's all the depot for today. Yes, if you guys want to duck out, there's no more depot video
Yep.
for today.
You can duck on out. You can leave. We appreciate everyone for showing up.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I think I see one more little super chat here, and if I can find it, if I can't scroll through it, I will read the name out loud. Found it. Scott Johnson for the 20. I saw that it was 20 up there, so I didn't want to leave it off. So
Thank
if you don't have to give any more super chats, I don't know how to turn them off on this, so to speak. Justice for Boo. Let's make it trend. K-Bragg.
Justice for Boo. Get it, y'all.
So that's Scott Johnson. There's a couple more, but we'll have to cut the super chats off because I hate leaving any off. I hate missing any. I hate if you're sending them and we're about to log off. If you're trying to play catch up, then I don't want to feel like anyone's not getting their money's worth here. So future endeavor justice for Dan Markle case. Dan Markle. Anything on that, Jax?
No.
I'm not. I can look that up, obviously. Thank you so much, Catherine, for the super sticker, $20. Thank you, Justice for Boo. Let's make it trend. There it was.
Get it.
Thank you, K-Bragg, again for the $10. And maybe a couple more here. All right, guys. Again, if you're watching this live,
stop with the super chat.
Don't do the super chats because I don't want to miss anybody. But if I do miss anybody, I'll try to clip them and put them in the next one because I really want everyone to feel like they're getting recognized for all their generosity. We appreciate the heck out of everyone. Lisa from London, we saw through her in the UK case. With all you have on her, why has none of it gone into court? That is also a good question. It comes up with like objections. It comes up with relevance. It comes up with hearsay. It comes up with all sorts of things that you just can't. Man, there's a lot of legal red tape that you got to get through, and I'm not smart enough to know why. I'd love for some of the Law 2 people to get a hold of this.
Yeah.
Beta J Simpson, thank you so much. You and your entire circle have and continue to do great work. You are appreciated. Never fear truth. Truth wins. Truth heals. I like that one. Very nice. One. All right, ladies and gents, we're going to log off with this. And this is going to go up later tonight once I make a few adjustments to get things out of it that I feel like need to come out of it, the number and such. Volume 1, which is part 1 and 2, which we did a couple of weeks ago over the course of a couple of weeks, that will go up uninterrupted in all its HD glory, no lag, no nothing. Look out for that. We're going to be doing another one of these
next week.
Probably next week. Yeah, we'll do another one of these next week and see if we can't sort out all the bugs and everything like that. We appreciate everyone for tuning in. We always appreciate you, and thanks so much. And until next time, if there's a next time, take care. See you later, Jax.
Bye.
Bye.